Did you subscribe? Did you subscribe, you mark?
I forgot.
I'm gonna break your arm.
I forgot.
Oh, are you ready? It is April 7th, 2021, and guess what? We just watched AEW Dynamite. Welcome to Mark and Mark's Power Bomb.
Mark and you're our funky bunch, guys.
Yeah, where we get special shout outs to, let's see, Alex Berry for calling us Marks, because sometimes we like to argue about other company apparently, but it was only Dave, and I was just like, we don't talk about other company.
We don't.
And Warren Reed for his most excellent comment. But let's get on with the show.
Let's get on with it.
Something happened.
The Inner Circle arrived in style. They arrived in style. Yeah. Jericho had a sick whip. And then the first match, I don't know how, like, it's like...
I actually wanted to say something about, guess what Hager came driving in? Big 4x4 truck.
Oh,
no
nice,
surprise,
nice,
right?
nice.
Yeah. Okay, now you can go.
So yeah, we got Hangman Adam Page versus Platinum Max Caster, and somehow they're the two top contenders for the AEW World Title. I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me.
Max Caster's been getting a lot of matches in dark, and he's been putting in his time and winning.
Max Caster, but I don't know. I don't think he's at that level yet. But anyway, so it's a fast start. Bowens gets involved. He's trying to hit, he reverses that Deadeye, and then the boombox slides in, and but then he distracts the ref enough to throw a chain in there, smokes him with the chain shot. Is it enough? No, because he misses that elbow, and then it gets into the buckshot, but then he doesn't hit the buckshot because Bowens is on the other side, and then, but he hits that buckshot anyway, and Hangman Adam Page won this match.
1, 2, 3. Guess what I noticed during that match? JR sounded really sober.
It was weird.
Good for you, JR. Good for you.
All right, so then we have an in-ring interview with Tony Schiavone. He's interviewing the Death Triangle, and they have a tag team title match next week against the Young Bucks right here on Dynamite. And the Best Friends come out, and they interrupt because they got an old score to settle from Revolution pay-per-view 2020. I think that's when we did our first show, if I'm not mistaken. And
it was good to see this beef being revived, actually, because I even in my head all through this stuff, I'm like, whatever happened to, like, Ray Phoenix doing that awesome karate kick to the side of Orange Cassidy's head, and I'm like, nothing happened to that. Well,
there will be reprisal.
That whole Miro thing kind of
drove
us into that.
Yeah, they gotta do something better with Miro.
No, we don't.
So the Best Friends are saying that they got the most wins out of any tag team on the roster. They come out with Statlander, and she's a part of the Best Friends now, so that was good to see. After that crazy air hockey table on the Penelope last week during Arcade Anarchy.
Best female wrestler in AEW. Sorry, Brett.
We'll see. We'll see.
You're our more role model and all.
If they go Jade Cargill versus Kris Statlander, I want to see that. All right, so then the Inner Circle will come out. It's the return. This is like long awaited, and they're talking about it's just Kris doing the talking. No one else talked. Like, he was out of breath by the time this thing was done. He was talking for 10 minutes, and he knew that they just had to keep MJF under their thumb, and I didn't think he was going to turn that quick though. They were just using him like for I don't know, and they're talking shit about all the Pinnacle members, and then like he's talking shit, saying that they're going to turn the Pinnacle into the human centipede of MJF in the back.
And we started seeing multiple shades of red. Yeah,
because Jericho's talking nonstop for 10 minutes. He had to catch, like, it was crazy, but talented.
Oh, breathe, Dave. Breathe, man.
Woo!
Breathe, man. I know it's Jericho and the Inner Circle and the boys.
I know, right? Man. Right on. So then Christian's talking to one of those sexy interviewer women backstage, but then just Tazz interrupts, and he's trying to recruit Christian to Team Tazz. What's he thinking, man? Christian ain't gonna join that noise.
Yeah, who wants to? Fuck you guys. Can we just skip this thing? Because Tazz totally ruined Christian's thing.
That's right. So then they start shilling out for this King Kong Godzilla movie, and it's Jurassic Express versus Bear Country. And I don't know, like, Luchasaurus did a cross-body botch. I noticed that. Then the Bear Country guys do a double cannonball move where one guy's on the shoulders and the guy's in the corner, and they do a somersault into the guy. But Jurassic Express won, guys.
Yeah, it was kind of like a shame of a match because Bear Country, big, huge, powerful guys, but I don't think any of these people were used to working with big people with each other like that. Like with Luchasaurus. Yeah, there was a couple of mistakes. There wasn't much flow because of it, and especially you have experienced people like Jurassic Express.
Poignant words, Jay.
Thanks, man. I'm glad I can talk shit every once in a while.
And then we have words from QT Marshall regarding Cody that weren't quite so poignant. And basically, they talk shit in the Nightmare Factory training grounds, and then they vandalized the shit out of it. I think Buddy had like some paint that he was throwing on the walls and stuff.
Good for you, QT. Glad your hair is coming in.
And then Tony's doing another interview, and it's with Sting.
It's Sting.
And then Jake Roberts comes out, and he's like, "Where's your gerbil, Sting?" I guess Darby's the gerbil. And then Murderhawk comes out, but Sting's like, "Yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. You should be a main event guy. Show it. It's showtime." So there's like some mutual respect there.
You know, when you think of like Jake Roberts there, I'm like, he sometimes really kind of like pushes the boundaries with his actions. Like the whole gerbil thing, I'm like, Jake, be careful, man. There's this fucked up thing called cancel culture out there, man. We don't want to see it go like that, even though, you know, try just go drink.
He used to do a lot of drugs. Okay. And then, so what happened here? Oh, yeah. Team Tazz is backstage, and they really think Christian's going to join Team Tazz. Like, they're like, this is great. Yeah! Like,
and Ricky Stark's actually starting to take some good leadership. You know, Team Tazz could become Team Stark.
He proclaimed himself as the leader.
Team Stark.
Team Stank.
Sorry, I was going for the cheesy Iron Man reference.
And we got the big TNT championship match. Darby Allin, our champions, with Sting. And JD.
Can I put down what I have down the names?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Darby versus JD Drake, a.k.a. TK Jobber.
Yeah, like, who is this guy? Why does he get a title shot? I've never even seen him before in my life. It's stupid. So, then Sting chases the guy. He's out there, some other guys.
Nemeth and Caesar.
That's it. Where's Peter Avalon? He's got to show
Where is Peter, man? We want to see you, pretty Peter
He's got to get these
Avalon.
guys all together, man.
We became huge fans of you when we were watching Dark.
So, then Sting chases all those guys out with a bat. And then, there's a top rope swanton to the outside by Darby onto a bunch of guys. That was crazy. And then Darby hits the Avalanche Code Red off the second rope. And then he hits the coffin drop off the top rope. Pins the guy. He wins. But then they're jumped by the Matt Hardy gang. And
trash.
Then Sting and the Dark Order come out, though, with the save. I guess Sting disappeared and he went to get reinforcements to Dark Order.
Yeah.
And then Tay Conti, like the bunny's out there with
she got separated
with the Matt Hardy gang. And Tay Conti beats her up, and they didn't have their match yet. They're having their match later.
Pre-match beatdown.
And then, speaking of beatdowns, there's a backstage beatdown on Jericho by the Pinnacle boys, MJF and the boys, 6-on-1. They drag him into the ring. They give him the spike pile driver, and the Inner Circle are locked in the locker room. It's like nailed shut or something. They're trying to like bust through the door.
Thank God there was cuts in those doors.
I didn't see any cuts. That was all macho. All macho Inner Circle power.
I'm all about the Inner Circle and all, but you could see that the door was partially cut away and they still had trouble breaking through it, which I thought was hilarious.
People see what they want to see. Okay. And then, so they finally break through, but Tyson comes out first and he starts lighting up Shawn Spears. He gets him into the corner. He's just lighting them up.
You hear things like, go back to Niagara Falls.
Yeah, you should go to Niagara Falls again. And then, what happens? The Inner Circle finally arrives, and Jericho's okay. I thought he was going to be hurt, but he's okay.
He did turn a shade of red.
Yeah,
which is his theme tonight.
The whiskey tan. You're in Jacksonville, all that
bubbly
sun.
Tan.
The bubbly tan. There you go. That's a T-shirt. And then, and then Tyson and Kris, right? Like, they had beef last time we saw Tyson in the ring, right? Like, huge beef. Like, the locker room had to clear out, but then they shake hands, and then they embrace. It was beautiful to see. A beautiful moment between two men. I love it.
Mark Powerbomb here. We might see a repeat of history.
I don't know.
We don't know because we're not part of creative, even though they are influenced.
I'm not sure. I don't know what goes on.
You don't know anything. Don't we just have to talk about a couple of sexy ladies now, or is there anything?
That's right, because we have pre-recorded words from Britt Baker and Reba.
Oh
and Reba's looking good. Reba's looking really good.
Yeah, I'm slowly becoming a fan.
I love it.
Sorry, Brett.
And then they're upset about the ranking system. So Britt's like, okay, well, I'm going to go to AEW Dynamite, AEW Dark, AEW Elevation. I'm going to rack up the wins and get that title.
I'm going to be number one.
I hope so. Stop taking down people's thumbnails. It's disgusting. All right, so then we have a big match. The Bunny versus Tay Conti. Bunny's out there at the Matt Hardy family office, and they got the Dark Order on Tay Conti's side. That kid -1.
Oh, we'll talk about him later.
Okay.
Okay, I got a lot of things to say about him.
Going into the break, the Bunny's vicious, right? She's a psycho. I love it. And then Tay Conti hits the Thai KO, where she's got the chick on her back, and she swings her around and knees her in the head. But that's only a near fall. I was like, what? That's a finishing move. And then Bunny grabs a hold of this kendo stick off of Sheeta while the ref
came out with Tay Conti.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. And then Sheeta saves her from all the kendo stick shots. And then Conti's able to hit a superplex. And then she hits the DD tie, the hammerlock DDT, which is able to get her to 1, 2, 3. It's a big win. Tay Conti keeping it sexy.
Yeah, and then, you know what? I just, as an example, can you stand back here?
Sure.
This is not cool because Tay Conti actually broke your arms off, dude. Have a little respect.
Oh, are you talking about that kid?
Yeah.
You said it, not me.
Well, he needs to be taught a little respect because he's being invasive of a female space. You might get cancel culture.
Speaking of sexy females, we got Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. There's a little vignette. They're talking about they're having a match next week, I think.
They're talking about their beef pies.
Whatever. I don't know. All right, and then also next week we got Chris Jericho versus Dax Harwood from FTR.
Dick
and
Hardwood.
Tyson is going to be the special guest outside ring enforcer. It's going to be sick. All right, and then what do we have here? Trios match, main event match, 3-on-3 tag match. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus the Young Bucks with Jon Moxley.
Yeah, you know what? Moxley works with Eddie Kingston, but without Eddie Kingston, Moxley doesn't work for me. It was just like, fuck, Mox is back. I think it was weird.
Mox doesn't work for anyone. He doesn't work for me. He doesn't work for the fans. I don't know what he's doing
anymore.
I forgot to mention that Don Callis is out there, Kenny and the boys, and he hops on to color commentary.
Oh, God.
We need a heel color commentary guy. And so, yeah. So for some reason, the match didn't seem too interesting for me at the beginning anyways. There's a point where Matt Jackson's gearing up to super kick Kenny, like will he or won't he, right? And basically he can't do it, right? Because Kenny's his friend. And Kenny doesn't care. He's like, we gotta fight. And then he hits like some Snapdragon suplexes, hit a pile driver on Kenny. It's personal, but they're going for the BTE trigger. You can't do it, Jay.
No.
Not to defend Kenny.
No.
So then what happens? Mox tags himself in. He's like, rah, 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 I gotta tag myself in. And then he hits the paradigm shift on Omega. And then he hits it again. And then he hits that garbage sleeper. But then they hit the super kick on Moxley. Yeah, the Bucks. They're going pro Kenny, it looks like. And then what happens? Kingston tries to help, but he takes a magic killer from the Good Brothers on the stage.
Well, he's still in the cast.
And then I forget how, but Kenny is able to pin Moxley, and big win.
Oh, that's because the Good Brothers kind of helped him and put him over on the body draped, and he got the 1, 2, 3 that way.
Cool, it works. A win's a win. And then and then what happens? Matt Jackson's crying. Like, what were you saying? It's not tears. It was like...
it was a spray tan running down the side of his face.
Spray tan sweat? I hope not.
But, yeah, JR and those guys was like, oh, he got tears. I'm like, no, man, that's spray tan and sweat.
So then after the match, Moxley's being held by the Good Brothers, and will they or won't they, the Young Bucks, are they going to double super kick Moxley in the head? And they do it. And it seems like the Bucks are joining the Bullet Club. So... seems pretty cool to me. I'm on board.
Do it.